It was good, y'all. It's your boy C-Jizzle back at it again with Engineer Your Life, the blueprint. Um, so I was just thinking, got another banger for y'all. So I'm working on some of my vocals for like that last beat I made. Me and the homie Lil I, we're gonna make a song to it. So I already had made a hook to it and everything. So I was gonna give y'all a little snippet of the hook I made with my vocals, and I'm trying to I'm working on like compression and using this really just using one of the stock plugins, and so I'm just kind of experimenting with it, and just like I say, I'm always trying to improve. So I'm trying to improve um, just my previous processes on it and everything, and trying to just make it sound better. And I think I pretty much at least got a good little understanding. So pretty much when you think about like compression, you got to think of it in like 3D in a way. So it's got it's got attack, release, and sustain. So the attack is basically like how fast the compression is going to start kicking in, and then the release is pretty much like how long the compression is going to last, and then the sustain is pretty much like, I think the sustain is kind of like maybe more like the pitch, or like maybe the intensity of the sound, or how intense it makes it sound, or whatever, if that makes sense. And so, and then over here you got your the threshold, which is where you're gonna put it, or where you want the compression to start kicking in. And then the ratio is basically the like how much compression you want to put into it, like if you want heavy compression or you want light compression. And then I think the knee, from at least from what I've studied or heard, is basically like it's taking the lower level sounds and increasing them pretty much. And so I was experimenting though anyway, and so when you play it, you're gonna see the wave come up here whenever I play it. And so basically, you just gonna see peaks of my vocals. You're gonna see low peaks and high peaks. So I basically took the lowest peak and seen where that was, and then because when you think about it with compression, it's basically like you squeezing the original sound, you compressing it down, because you want it to, the goal of compression is like you want you want everything to sound consistent, and you don't want to necessarily hear like major differences in like the overall vocal. Like you don't want to, because your natural voice is going to have like highs and lows in it, but the goal of compression is like you're trying to compress it, or you're trying to push them together as much as possible, so that when a listener is listening to it, they just gonna hear more like a one consistent sound. It's gonna sound consistent, and you won't hear like obvious level changes. So that's the goal of compression. And so, but what I did was basically I took the lowest point, which was um, the lowest point was like at -8 dB, and then like the highest point It ain't gonna. The green line is basically zero. That's your zero line. That's what you don't want it to go, or it's not gonna go past this line. Um, so since my low point was at negative 8 dB, I decided to just go halfway with it to, like, meet it in the middle. Um, and that's where the compression is going to start. And then on my ratio, I basically just did a 4.0 decibel to 1. So basically, it's like every 4 dB that you take away, you're gonna get 1 dB back. So with that difference, since you taking away that much, you gotta make it up on the gain, which is this purple line. So to make that up, since I'm only getting 1 back for every 4 dB, and I put my threshold at -4, that means basically I'm only getting 1 dB back. So I'm missing 3 decibels. So that means I got to use my gain and add 3 decibels to it. So boom. So, and then right here, this curve is, I think, basically like a waveform. And so I used to have it at 3, but I put it back on 1 because it sounded better on 1. So yeah, man. So now I'm gonna play it, and we're gonna see how it sounds. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna turn the beat, and basically, so I doubled, like, as you can see, I doubled my vocals just to make another layer. At least on that hook, cause on the hook parts, even what I've noticed, like in regular songs, it's normally gonna sound thicker because most mix engineers and whatnot, they're gonna make that hook of a song sound thicker, so they're gonna layer them versus on the actual verse. So I layered it. So you see on my track, I got my main vocal and then I got my ad lib vocals. So I put the compression at the same thing on both, and then so yeah, I'm gonna play it without the beat playing, and we gonna see what it look like. Well, actually, I'm gonna turn. So we just gonna play this one. All right, let's get into it. Every time I link up with my dog, turn up, we activate. Big C-Jizzle and Low also turn this up and activate. We're loved by many, but there's still some haters who gon' act away. Despite that hate, but with the force of God, we gon' shine anyway. ACTIVATE, spell it out and activate. Conjuring spells with these words, I speak magic, activate. Abracadabra just to go ahead and get that out of the way. But every time you hear this song, hope your third eye activates. Alright, so you can see and you can hear, it's like everything sounded together. Like, and that's, what I'm saying, your overall goal, what you want. Everything sounded consistent, and you couldn't really tell too much obvious differences. Even though, like you say, in your natural vocals, which is the white waveform right here, that's my natural voice. So you obviously see it's got natural highs and lows. And so boom, with the compression, it's like you trying to manipulate it to all sound the same, to have like a same tone throughout the entire piece. And so now I'm gonna play it with the other layer added to it. Every time I link up with my dog, turn up, we activate. Big C-Jizzle and Low also turn this up and activate. We're loved by many, but there's still some haters who gon' act away. Despite that hate, but with the force of God, we gon' shine anyway. ACTIVATE, spell it out and activate. Conjuring spells with these words, I speak magic, activate. Abracadabra just to go ahead and get that out of the way. But every time you hear this song, hope your third eye activates. Activate. All right, so like I said, that was with the extra layer to it. Also, on the attack, I just turned the attack all the way down, so that way, basically, it's gonna like as soon as it reaches the point of where it's gonna compress, which is that -4 dB, it's gonna attack. It's gonna start, or it's gonna kick in. So I was tweaking with it. So I think that I just like I said, I turned the attack all the way off because I think it made it sound better, and everything. So now I'm gonna play it with the beat. Every time I link up with my dog, turn up, we activate. Big C-Jizzle and Low also turn this up and activate. We're loved by many, but there's still some haters who gon' act away. Despite that hate, but with the force of God, we gon' shine anyway. ACTIVATE, spell it out and activate. Conjuring spells with these words, I speak magic, activate. Abracadabra just to go ahead and get that out of the way. But every time you hear this song, hope your third eye activates. So yeah, it sounded a lot more clear in the beat as well. And like I said, I'm still experimenting. But I just, what I'm saying, wanted to share that little clip or that snippet. And just to show y'all some of the process, part of the process. And just, I thought that was something cool to just share the journey. And let me see. Yeah, man. So hope y'all enjoyed this one. It's a short one, but like I said, that's just something I'm working on. Something I just learning, trying to improve on. And life is all about growth and everything. So I'm just blessed, and yeah. On this rainy day, yeah, man, the rain finally done kicked in. We done had a lot of sunny days, and now it's just been rain. But hey, we still gotta keep pushing, still gotta keep going. No matter where you at in life, you can achieve your dreams, your goals. I feel like the creator, whatever it is you believe in, puts us in certain positions in life, or we born in certain situations in life. But then I feel like, it's up to us to tap into our God-given abilities, or that creative abilities that the creator blessed us with, and to create that vision or that dream that we have in our minds. And regardless of whatever situation you in, you can overcome and you can achieve your dream and your goal. You just got to put your mind to it. You just got to tap in. You got to tap in with your highest self, and you can be great. So that's just some words of wisdom I just wanted to pass down. And like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And To the next one. I'm gone. Y'all hold it down.